Welcome to Story Mode. It's the end of 2012 and Mandy and I have realised, even though we've built this massive house and we've done it on such a budget, we're just not going to hold all the arcade machines, all the pinball machines and all the video games. We should have moved house probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I think I'm going to have to do that now by moving into my uncle's house.
What a day! Thanks.
Welcome to 2013. The three films I most remember are Star Trek Into Darkness,
Now, shall we begin?
World War Z, and Man of Steel. I wasn't a massive fan of Man of Steel. I still love the originals, of course, and I did love Superman Returns, but Man of Steel didn't really win me over.
In time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Before we move on to 2013, we're going to have a quick look at the James Bond review. A review that was up online for a brief period, maybe 2 months, and it was taken down for good reasons. First of all, you'll notice there's a game trailers intro at the start, and that's because we had a thing with game trailers where we would release our reviews up on there. Unfortunately, it was short-lived because this is the only review we did with their logo on the start. Moving forward from that, we have this amazing intro which was done on Maya, which is a CAD program, CAD 3D. I'm not the best at using that myself, but Alex did this all himself. And you can see the storylines looking over at Albert Park Lake, which is a Formula One track in Melbourne. And that's where we shot the previous episode of Outrun. The Ferrari was there. And you can see here that someone is using a satellite to destroy the Ferrari. Again, Alex did all this. I can't stress that enough. And it goes to the shot of me holding some hologram thing. I'm a bad guy. And then there's the good guy, that's the other me, heading back home. And you can see, well, there's me with the Capcom numplates. And then you can see the bad me's grabbing Tetris, the most valuable game ever. Now, originally this was filmed in 2011 because I had that BMW for a short period of time. You can see I'm getting out and the bad me's getting worried. He heard someone come. And the good me's walking down the driveway. And there's the bad me coming out of the house. And the good me's about to pick up the Mega Drive and the box, and the bad me's obviously aiming at my head, and it's the famous James Bond intro with the gun barrel. And look at that, Alex did an amazing job. Yeah, so the storyline was I am Blofeld, I guess, in the white, and that's just me in the black, the good me. And Alex knocked together this whole intro himself, and he plotted out the storyline. He was behind the camera, and considering we really were inexperienced, he did such a wonderful job. But unfortunately, this episode didn't turn out as planned. Not at all, because I had massive back problems from renovating, and they really did knock me around. I wasn't myself. I couldn't remember my lines. I couldn't even remember what I was talking about half the time, and it just didn't turn out like we planned.
And surprisingly, there are not too many on the video game platform. Let's kick it off with the Atari 2600.
Okay, let's look at the Atari 2600 version. Now you play obviously as James Bond in a multi-purpose vehicle that can travel both on land and sea. Players can shoot lasers upwards towards aerial opponents. So as you can hear, I just don't sound enthralled in the game. I mean, it's not the best game in the world, let's be honest, but I just didn't have enough behind it, and it was really disappointing.
Oh, not too good. Let's look at something better. A lot better.
And you can see here I'm very stiff. I can't move around. We just shouldn't have shot it. It was my fault because I wanted to push. But with renovations and all that going on, just typical me, I just pushed myself. Anyway, that's enough. for the James Bond review, and let's move on to the moving of the house.
Okay, so this is the front of the house. It's kind of like an old style cottage feel about the house as you come to the front door. Okay, so we're inside the house, and as I said, it's like a very Victorian old style house. That's my bedroom, dog on bed at the moment, and got an ensuite. Don't have to show you this, just giving a quick rundown of everything. This is like the formal dining room. That's just the office area. Mandy's doing some work. You come into the kitchen, and it's just, it's this is their kitchen. It's a fairly large one. My son's room, and like bathroom in here, and this is just a spare room. At the moment, I've got some of my toys here, the Star Wars figures and some RC cars. Slowly pulling them all out of storage. We'll go and have a look at the end room. Okay, so this is the lounge room in here. This is where I'm playing my games at the moment. So obviously my modern games. I haven't bought all my games from the old place yet.
Now, I will say my uncle ended up taking our old house and I took his house, which is here. And that's how it was going to be back in 2003. So I should have been here back then, but we did the swap now, and he's got a lovely renovated house. And I obviously have this house, which it's a fairly big house and it's a fairly big sized land, but it is almost in the middle of nowhere, and that actually worked out well for me.
Doors here, we'll be walking out to a really, really long and fairly wide games room. And that's obviously the next project, to build a fairly big games room and also a Star Wars room for all my Star Wars figures. Okay, let's go and take a look outside. That'll be a full-scale RC track for 8-scale RC electric and petrol cars. It'll be really, really good, big jumps, and yeah, it's going to be massive. And you have about 20 on the track at once, so it's going to be something pretty cool.
Something I don't talk a lot about is my RC cars. Well, I do in the future, but I used to race competitively, and I do love my RC cars, and I had a few guys that were going to come along and help me build a track. That would have been cool.
Just to put things in perspective, the old place, this area is the diameter or the size of the old place. And this is where the new arcade room will be going. It's going to be roughly 210 square meters, and it's going to be monstrous, and it's only going to be for arcades, only. Hi everyone, welcome to a new vlog. This is just a quick one, just to give you an update, because I haven't done one for a while. We're currently in the arcade room, and the arcade room's going along quite well. It's in the frame stage. You'll probably hear some noise in the background. Just got some leveling going on outside the arcade room. It's at frame stage at the moment. It's got a complete roof on, and tomorrow we're hoping to have all the insulation up and the cladding and also the plaster. Okay, thanks for watching this vlog. I hope to have one up in the next month of building the console games room. Started bringing over all my consoles from the old house, and hopefully the next couple of weeks I'll start bringing over the pinballs. That might even be a vlog in itself. Anyway, I'll see you next time.
So now I'll go to the highlight reel of the arcade room, at that time getting built. This is one of the first renovations, and it was just myself, Jess, and my good friend Rob building this room with our own bare hands, no assistance from anyone else at all. So you can see here, Jess and I are putting up the back wall. We had to put it up, level it, put it down again to make sure it was straight and all the nails were in. And yeah, it was just her and I, and the wind's blowing like crazy. It was a very, very interesting day, but no doubt putting up the roof trusses was the hardest thing, and that's where Rob kicked in. He's got very little fear in heights, as I do not. I'm very scared of heights, but we worked well together. Well, I have to say moving house was the right decision, and although it was very far away from the inner city and it felt like I was living in the middle of nowhere, it was all for the best because now I had so much room to do what I want, to build a pinball room or an arcade room and to build a video games room, of course. And now we're just starting to get everything sorted.